Welcome to an episode of r/slash pettyrevenge, where we share stories of small victories over those who've wronged you. Kick back and enjoy these several stories we are about to share with you, and at the end, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Now, on to the stories. And this story is posted by u/failure_cloud. I sprinkled birdseed on my roommate's girlfriend's car. For a little context, I write girlfriend because they are so on again, off again, and have such a toxic relationship that I don't even know what to call them. LOL. I'll call her Hannah. I have a roommate called Dan. I am not really fond of Dan, but he is my boyfriend's BFF, so I tolerate his stupidity. That's a whole different rant. I just don't talk to him unless it's important. Dan invited Hannah over during the quarantine to work their rocky relationship out since they were broken up at the time, which obviously really annoyed me since me and my boyfriend, we live together with Dan, are practicing quarantine rules by not having outsiders over. I had tried messaging Dan about when she was leaving and to not have people over during quarantine because I would need to disinfect the whole house once she was gone, done touching doorknobs. Apparently, his phone died. But I heard Hannah up and about in Dan's room, so I decided to message her. Long story short, she was really effing rude and disrespectful about the boundaries I was setting for the house, and told me she didn't care about how I felt about having visitors over during quarantine. A little more context, she used to live with Dan, but they broke up and she moved out, so I think she feels entitled to be here still, even though she no longer pays rent. On to the story. Dan and Hannah decided that instead he would live at her house for quarantine and that his car works better, even though he shouldn't drive because he has a revoked license and needs an interlock installed before it's supposed to be driven by anyone, and that she would keep her car parked under a tree in front of our apartment for a month or more. Well, I absolutely don't like Hannah. She was I don't know, but she wasn't nice before she was disrespectful to me in my own darn home. So after about a week of her car being there, I took birdseed and sprinkled it all over the roof of her car for 3 weeks straight, till it got towed. This really wasn't me. I'm not that much of an a-hole, no matter how much I didn't like her. I think the neighbors thought it was abandoned. It's normal to have a few bird shots on your car parked under a tree. But this, it was glorious. Because of all the birdseed and placement of the car, there was birdshite all over it. And you can tell it's not just a normal amount of birdshot. It's excessive and clearly something was done, me and my birdseed, to make it worse. I hope it takes several car washes to get it off. This next story is posted by u/burning_spear_RTP. You want to steal my mail? I'll give you some mail to steal. This happened a few years back. I was going through a nasty divorce, custody fights, crazy legal bills, having my reputation dragged through the mud, etc. I'll spare you the usual details, but my wife was really into making my life hell for no reason other than not putting up with her abuse anymore. Anyway, I noticed my mail started disappearing. This was out of my own mailbox, and anything that still went to the old house showed up weeks late and already opened, if at all. I took my complaint to the postal inspectors, but they refused to take the case after hearing a divorce was involved because they didn't want to get into the middle of a he said, she said thing. Thanks, guys. Sorry enforcing the law is such a chore. Anyway, I forwarded everything I could to my office and would occasionally send myself letters just to make an estimate of what the loss rate was. Some of the stuff was real, and some was made up letters about trips I'd gone out when I was in town, and other nonsense just to confuse her. I was angry and bored one night and decided I'd really give her something to really think about. I looked up the address of a law firm in my hometown and an offshore bank in the Bahamas. I cooked up a nice letterhead in Word and wrote myself a letter confirming that a 6-figure sum had been forwarded from my parents' estate to an offshore bank, giving details. The next time I was in that town, I dropped it in the local post box. The letter disappeared, of course, and I kind of forgot about it. About a year later, when I was in court dealing with some other ridiculous BS, her lawyer demands that the marital property be redivided as I had fraudulently covered up some major assets. I was floored that she'd gone to all this trouble. I'd figured she'd eventually catch on, but that it would majorly mess with her head and she would start doubting what of her spine was accurate and where I was gaslighting her. But no, she spends a ton of money on a lawyer to pursue this treasure trove of gold I buried on a tropical island. I denied it all, of course. She sent the lawyer to try to subpoena bank records and talk to the other lawyers and so forth, and they came back to court all flustered when they couldn't prove anything. When I pointed out a couple Easter eggs I hidden in the letter, such as that the bank account number was my mother's birthday and that I mentioned a law firm named Dewey, Cheatham, and Hoe, say it a couple times, in the letter, they went ballistic and demanding the judge prosecute me for impersonating a lawyer. FYI, not actually a crime, and forgery on a nonsense letter I mailed to myself. I pointed out that while neither of those accusations would work, they in fact had submitted evidence of a crime, namely theft of U.S. mail, which is a felony, and things got very quiet. The judge actually laughed in their faces and told them they had gotten made fools of and deserved it for stealing mail. That lawyer, her fourth, for God's sake, quit soon after, and she's now toothless as she owed money to all her different lawyers when word started to get around town. And this story is posted by u/ghost12956. This one is about a time in high school when no one wanted me on their team during team sports. Okay, so as I said before, this happened in high school during my team sports class. We were playing basketball and the coach had let two kids pick the teams. Well, I'm one of those last to get picked types of kids, and of course, when the teams were chosen, it turned out that there was an uneven number of people on each team and I didn't really feel like playing, so I told the coach I was okay with sitting and watching. He of course said no, I was going to play and assigned me to a team. Well, he does that and the team I get stuck with start complaining about me, saying that I was too short. I'm a 5'3" guy, and that I sucked at playing basketball despite them never having seen me play before. I was kind of annoyed by this, but just kept my mouth shut and waited for the game to start. The opposing team got the ball first, and because not everyone in that class played basketball, we started games by having a person in the middle pass the ball to someone in their team, and I knew who the guy starting the game would pass the ball to. So I get on my side with my team as well as near the guy I know will receive the ball. The coach blows the whistle to begin, and as soon as the ball left the starting guy's hands, I moved forward and intercepted, got on the three-point line, took my shot, and made a clean point. 100% net, no rim. Everyone is in shock because all that happened in less than 10 seconds. I felt like I was in some kind of sports anime. Well, my team cheers and start acting like I'm about to carry their butts, and after all those shiny things they said and didn't apologize. So for the rest of the game, my team keeps trying to get me to shoot. But every time I receive the ball, I pass it to someone else and said, I can't play for shite, remember? And they all get pissed at me for not having good sportsmanship, except that I honestly didn't care. We ended up losing that game 13-1 with my team only having 1 point, which was the one I made. I was satisfied with that result, and later on, in future games, no one said shite about me, but I also never tried actually shooting and just defending. I was pretty good with defense too, but some people were annoyed with me for doing it for the remainder of that class that year. I know it isn't much of a story, but it was enjoyable from my perspective, and I still kind of hold a grudge against them, just in the pettiest way possible. And this story is posted by u/BRRDuck. Steal my Amazon package? Enjoy your complaint investigation. I work from home, receive a notification on my phone that my Amazon package has been delivered. It's a couple $100 item, so I immediately go outside, but no package anywhere. I was outside as the delivery van was driving away, so literally no way a package thief snatched it in 20 seconds. The Amazon driver is 2 houses down. Excuse me, I received a notification that my package was just delivered, but it's not there. Driver looking shocked, stammering over words. What's the address? Give him address. Yeah, I just delivered it to you. No, you didn't. I'm calling Amazon and y'all can sort this out. Start walking away. Driver calls out, oh, I found your package, but it says there's an issue and I can't deliver it. It's likely a duplicate and another driver will be by later to deliver the correct one. Then why did you mark it as delivered? Oh, because I didn't see there was an error. The other driver will be by later. No, I'm calling Amazon now. Walk away and call Amazon to report the incident. They say nothing is wrong with my package and is marked as delivered. I tell them about the interaction and they say the driver should have given me the package. Even if it's a duplicate, the driver is not supposed to withhold a package. They'll investigate and get back to me in 24 hours. 2 minutes after getting off the phone with Amazon, doorbell rings. I happen to be next to the door, so open it within 5 seconds to see the same delivery driver hauling butt down my driver. Jumps in delivery van and speeds off through the neighborhood. Look down and my package is there. Call Amazon again to let them know that I just got the package and it was the same driver who hauled tail. They said they would be opening an investigation into the driver. I also told them about how fast he was driving through the neighborhood. I felt like a Karen calling to complain, but truly believe this driver was running a package stealing scam. Marks package as delivered. Customer says they never received. Driver says, well, a package thief probably stole it before you look for it. These were 4 great stories, so we definitely thank you for listening, and do us a huge favor, comment, like, share, and definitely subscribe for sure so you'll be able to get more of the reminders for new videos that come out in the future. Have yourselves an incredible day. This has been TNA Top Notch Audio.